Hi. Okay, welcome to this section. And today we're going to be talking about beyond YouTube videos, the role of mentorship when learning stock investing, specifically for DIY investors. When we say DIY investors, we're talking about people who invest for themselves, meaning you're not giving your money to somebody to invest for you. You're not giving your money to me to invest for you. You are investing by yourself. Just give me a moment. Let me make sure that I'm live on all channels. And then, so again, what's the topic? Did you grab that? Did you grab that? The topic is beyond YouTube videos, the role of mentorship when learning how to invest in stocks, when learning stock investing for DIY investors. All right, that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's not news. It's not news. We all learn things from YouTube, especially if you're someone who you're used to learning. Yeah, learning from YouTube is not strange to you. I learn from YouTube too. So, and we already know. So I'll give you an example. Sometimes I remember when I bought baby car seat, I needed to fix it. I read the manual. It wasn't really, I didn't really quite understand it. I immediately went to YouTube to check. Boom, you see a video, right? And the video explain everything and you get it done, and voila, you move. So YouTube is very, very helpful. We can't deny that. But when it comes to stock market investing, it is helpful to an extent. You need mentorship. I'll explain to you why. I will talk to you about my own experience, and I just want you to reason with me. I'm not here to convince you. That's not the role, right? That's not why I'm here. The reason I'm here is to have this dialogue with you, to get you thinking the way I'm thinking about it. And at the end, you'll be able to you'll be able to conclude whether what I'm saying makes sense to you. And if it makes sense to you, then you can go ahead and work with my recommendation. And if it doesn't make sense to you, throw it out of the door. I doubt that's going to happen, but I'm just giving you that. I'm just trying to tell you that you have a choice. All right. So let's get started. All right. I used YouTube too when I was learning how to invest in stocks, to be precise. I'll go to YouTube, I'll watch these videos. I'm trying to understand the concept. If you've tried it, you already know what I'm talking about. It's not easy because you're going to get a video. In fact, the video probably have thousands of views, which make you feel like, okay, finally, I've got a video that is going to explain to me what I'm looking for, right? And then maybe they open spreadsheets and then they start explaining. And at the end, you're like, I didn't understand what they were saying. I didn't understand what they were saying. But guess what? The worst part, you cannot ask question. You cannot ask the person that is teaching you questions. So you can't ask question, you can't receive direct response, right? That's first your number one frustration. At least that was the number one frustration that I had. Now, number two, you have just typed, let's say for example, you've just typed how do I know the value of a stock? How do I know how much a stock should be sold? Something like that. You're going to see like 5 videos, 10 videos on this topic. And guess what? As you watch each of them, the solution that is being given to you is different. In fact, sometimes the solution conflicts, which means multiple opinions. You're going to get multiple opinions, and because you're a beginner, you are not able to tell which of this opinion is the best one and which is not. So you're a beginner, you're not a finance professional, mostly. So you can't tell which makes sense, which doesn't. Right? So that's the second problem. And then the third problem is that this is the things I noticed when I was learning on YouTube. The third problem is that your knowledge limits your search. If you don't know something, you can't search for it, right? Like you can't just be like, how to, and then you put dash, 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 and YouTube enters your mind and know what you're talking about. So which means if you don't know something, you can't search for it. For example, I talked about searching for how to know the value of a stock, right? Which the correct term, for example, will be how to value a stock or stock valuation. But if you're a beginner, and you don't know this term, then you can search for it. So you don't know what you don't know. So even though those information, to whatever extent they can be explained, even if you can find them on YouTube, if you don't know that something like that exists, then you can't search for it. If you don't know the terminology, you can't search for it. And sometimes this is the biggest problem for beginners. This is biggest problem for DIY investors who are getting started. Their stock, YouTube is there, but it's like this whole big body of knowledge that you have to search, but you don't know what to search. When you finally find out what to search, you have multiple opinions. You don't know which one is correct and which one is not, because after all, you don't know, right? And the third one is that lack of opportunity to ask questions. After you have found somebody and you listen to them, when you want to ask them question, you can't ask question. You send a message, nobody is going to reply you. So you are frustrated and you keep moving, you know? So these are the problems that I noticed. All right. And what was it that I really needed at that moment? What I really needed was mentorship. I needed an expert who is good at this thing, who I'm going to listen to, and they'll be able to say, hey, Linda, this is how to do it. You see that calculation you're trying to do? Just do it this way. In fact, forget all those big formulas that people are throwing around in books and they can't explain. If you can use this simple formula, right, and put this here, you get it. By the way, there's how to put this formula in, basic calculator, and you get what you're looking for. That was what I needed. I needed mentorship. Because I was looking for mentorship, aside other programs that I attended. I live in Canada, but I eventually found an in-person program at University of Nebraska, Omaha. You probably know that's Warren Buffett's hometown. If you don't know now, you know. All right. So that was what led me to find that program, because I was looking for mentorship and I could not find. So, in this era, it's very easy to think that there are information everywhere when it comes to investing. True. It seems so. There are information everywhere. Have you tried accessing those information? Then you are going to see that they are nothing but information. They are not mentorship. Because I am talking from experience. Are you talking from experience? If you're talking from experience, then you know already that what I'm saying is true. And if you're not talking from experience, try and see. Information is everywhere. Mentorship is missing. I searched the whole of Canada, for example. I couldn't find a reputable source, expert-led program that could train me, that know exactly what they are doing. I don't just mean anybody who just and be like, I can help. That's not the point. People who have track record, people who know what they're doing, people who are the best of the best in the industry. There's no such mentorship program for non-finance people. I'm not talking about if you want to go and work in the bank and you're looking for a program. That's different, right? We're talking about DIY investors, which means regular people like me and you who want to invest our own money by ourselves. We don't want to send our money to somebody. We don't want to send our money to somebody to invest for us. What is your fate? Right? And that's not just it. It's not just Canada that I searched. I searched so many other places. And I told you, then I found an in-person program somewhere in United States. Guess what? I paid for it. I bought the flight tickets. I paid for the hotels. And I went. In this life, it happened. All right? I'll just cut that story short there, because you don't want to know what happened to me while I was there. You either already know the story, or if you don't know the story, you don't want to know. Right? So the point is, what about you? When will you have time to pay for a 1-week in-person program in Nebraska in the United States and buy your flight ticket and fly down to that place and book your hotel for the period and fly down to that place? When? You see? This is the barrier that exists for DIY investors who want to invest like a pro. It is not easy to find the mentorship. And even when you find it, it's going to cost you a fortune to access it. All things being equal, hopefully you get what you're looking for. All right? I don't want to comment on that. But I want you to know that information is everywhere, mentorship is lacking. So sometimes I talk to people and they're like, you say you are doing what? We're like, yeah, investment training for DIY investors, people who want to invest by themselves, they want to invest in stocks, they want to invest in ETF. And I think I saw some programs on my the app I use for investing, have some trainings there. Have you tried looking at them? What do they look like? Are they expert led? When you have questions, where are you sending it to? And sometimes what you just need is somebody to answer one question for you and you can get going. So for most people, they don't have hundreds of questions, they don't have 10 questions, they just have one or two. But where will you find the experts who will answer it for you? Right? So these were the roadblocks these were the roadblocks. So now let me also tell you that in the process of looking for this program, there were many other things I found along the way, but there were not things I was looking for. For example, I found people who have a group where they will just tell you, oh, yeah, go and buy this stock. But that's not what I was looking for, because I wanted to understand how the stock market works, how stock investing works, so that I can make my own decision. You see, I was not looking for somebody to tell me, just go and buy this stock. Because when you tell me to go and buy this stock, well, after I bought the stock, then what? When am I going to sell it? I have to keep paying you, right? Until the day I'm ready, until the day you now say, go and sell it, which will be how many years from now? You see? So I saw people who were offering that kind of service, but that was not what I was looking for. I wanted somebody to explain, to mentor me so that I can be independent. I'm explaining this because I believe that you probably are one of the few persons right now who are looking for something like that. So that you don't go crazy looking for this thing and feel like it's not out there. Because I have good news for you. All right. So that's one of the things I found. Then the other one I found too was you will see people that will tell you pay so amount to join a group, and in that group, people post the stocks they are buying and explain why they are buying it. Again, it leaves you helpless, because what you really want is somebody to explain to you how this thing works so that you can be independent, not somebody to tell you the stock they are buying and why they are buying it. Because now you don't know how to use that same information to go and assess the next stock, right? What if you don't want to buy the stock they are buying? What if you're in a different industry? There's an industry you understand better that you prefer to buy stocks from that place. What if you're in a different country and you prefer to invest in companies in your country? Do you see the point? That this is where having the knowledge makes a difference. So I found these group chats, people that will say join a WhatsApp group. I found people that will say join maybe a LinkedIn group, but you pay to join those group, or but the point is that that's not what I was looking for. I wanted somebody to mentor me. All right. Now, fast forward to today. The good news is that long after I've finished learning, long after I've practiced and practiced for years now, and have my track record. If you already attended one of our workshops, you probably have seen that information. But long after that, that's what led to Investonomy, starting the company Investonomy. And what we do is that we mentor you so that you and okay, let me put it this way: we mentor you, and at the end of the mentorship, you know the right stocks and ETFs to buy, because we will show you how to identify them. You will know when to buy them and when to sell them, because we'll show you how to identify those things, right? And you go with this knowledge. You learn once, okay? You learn once, and for the rest of your life, you will continue to use the knowledge without paying anybody. So our program does not work in such a way that you start paying us every month, because I personally know when I was searching for this information, I was not looking for somebody that is going to start billing me every month so that the money I was supposed to invest, I'll start giving it to them. That's not what I was looking for. So you go through a training, you learn once, and for the rest of your life. Now imagine you are 30 years, and what's the average life expectancy? Let's just choose a round figure. that we know that okay, is not too high. Let's just choose 80 years. Okay, comment. What should I use as the average life expectancy that will make you happy? 70, 80, or 85? Okay, so let's say 70. And now you are 30 years. You learn now. And for the next 40 years, you continue to use this knowledge for the next 40 years. Okay, you are 35. You learn now. At the average life expectancy of 70 years, okay, for the next 35 years, you continue to use this knowledge. Okay, you are 40. For the next 30 years, you see, nothing beats having the knowledge. Imagine you don't learn it and you join a group where you are paying people every month so that you can see the stock they are picking and you can follow. What's going to happen? You're going to pay that person for 30 years. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm just trying to explain to you that this is what Investonomy is offering. You train you once and you are independent and you understand what's happening because we believe in you. We believe you have the brain to understand, especially if it can be simplified, which is what we've done. What the students who take our training, one of the things they comment on is they'll say they'll use one keyword that means the same thing. Some will say, I love the simplification. Some will say, I love that you made it simple. Some will say, I love how it was simplified. Like, I know we are beginning to notice that every student who give a feedback to our training after taking our program is using one version of simplified, simple, simplification, things like that. So if you check some of my pages, you probably see where I posted some people's feedback on, for example, one of my books where the guy was saying that this is the first finance book he was able to read from beginning to end. Because for most finance book, he will stop halfway. Because by halfway, his head is hot. He's no longer understanding what they are saying. So one thing you are going to enjoy when you by getting trained by Investonomy is what? We've simplified it. We've simplified it so that you can understand, so that a layman can understand. You don't need finance degree. You don't need to be a finance professional. It is designed for a layman. All right. So I want you to know that what did not exist before now exists. You no longer need to go to Omaha. You can still go to Omaha. I go to Omaha now. I'm most likely still going to go to Omaha, okay? But you don't need to go to Omaha. And the most important thing is that you can learn online. What does that mean? Whether you are watching me right now from Canada, from Dubai, from US, from UK, from Australia, from Nigeria, from Ghana, from any English-speaking country, which means you can hear and understand what I'm saying. You have the ability to be trained by Investonomy. Isn't that amazing? Before now, you have to buy flight tickets and book, use your vacation days and book. And if you're depending on, some people even need visa to travel before they can access, I wouldn't even say the same knowledge, before they can access what looks like what we are teaching today. This is huge. Take advantage of it. In this era, in your generation, something amazing has been made available. It will be a shame not to take advantage of it. Okay? And to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I want to invite you to our free investing workshop. I want to invite you to our free investing workshop. Of course, it is focused on stock market investing, which has to do with how to how to invest in stocks and ETFs by yourself. How to understand, how to know how to make your decisions, so that when you buy stocks, you don't start having anxiety because you don't trust your judgments, because you don't know what you're doing. Right? So I'm going to show you this link, which is www.investonomy.com/stocks. Okay? www.investonomy.com/stocks. If you're watching me right now and you can see the link, can you comment? Just say, I can see it, or I can see the link so that I know that you're seeing it. All right. So this is special. This is unique. This is something you won't find anywhere else right now. Be one of the first persons to take advantage of it. We, you know, I was talking to someone and I was like, we have a lot of guys taking our program. Where are the ladies? So, first of all, if you're a guy listening to me right now, I feel at home, right? And if you're a lady listening to me right now, think about that. We've noticed that more men are participating, more men are learning investing. Why is that? Where are the ladies? I mean, just in case I'm a woman, okay? But the point is, it is my desire that a lot of women, we also rise up to the challenge, right? Long before we cry wolf, long before we cry that, let me just put it out, long before we cry wolf, this is an opportunity. We are not excluding women. So if you're a woman looking at me right now and watching this video, think it through. Rise up. And if you're a man listening to me right now, kudos. Folks like you already are taking advantage of this program in numbers, but we serve men and women. That's the point. All right. We serve men and women. So if you are looking at how to spell investonomy, because some people have said that is INVESTOR, that's investor. Then you have nomi, because that's a question. Some people find it difficult pronouncing investonomy. So I'm taking it upon myself from time to time to tell you how to pronounce it. It's investonomy. Investonomy. Okay, some people like investoronomy and then they miss it along the way. So it's investor and nomi, the study of becoming an investor. That's what it means. I have a medical background. Huh? That's where that name came from. All right, that's one of the questions I get from time to time. If you want to go to our general website to see, we have a lot of resources on our general website. Like, for example, if you go to our website, www.investonomy.com, and you go to the menu, you're going to see resources. We have a lot of resources there, like books, all right, that we can give to you, especially if you're a pure beginner and you're just starting out. But this is not just for pure beginners. Specifically, if you are starting investing, you feel unsure about what you're doing, and you need somebody to handhold you, and show you how it is done. Once and for the rest of your life, you continue to use the knowledge, you are in the right place. And I also show this email, which is admission@investonomy.com. If you ever have a question from what I'm saying, I told you that one of the challenges I found, one of the things I noticed is that you will finish watching a video, you can't ask a question. There's nobody that will respond even when you ask. We have taken it upon ourselves to see that we respond to questions that you can send to us via email. You don't need to be our student to send us questions, okay? You don't need to be our students. You don't need to make a payment to send us questions. If you have questions from watching this video, you have questions around stock investing, send us an email, all right? And the email address is admission@investonomy.com. All right. Again, I've shown some of the things, but if you are asking me now, Dr. Linda, where should I start? Start with register for our free investing workshop today. All right. Go to www.investonomy.com/stocks right now. Okay. That will be the best place to start. And when you finish, send us an email with your question. admission@investonomy.com. Let me look at, I see that some people dropped comments here. Okay. Okay, just people familiarizing. Thank you very much for everyone that dropped comments while I was doing this video live. All right, and the goal is that what didn't used to be available is now available thanks to Investonomy and all our team members. This is your time. This is your moment. Investing used to be hard. It used to be something that regular people, we just gamble, and then those who are serious, we engage professionals to do it for them, right? But now we are saying, even as a regular person, you can invest like a pro. That's amazing. And the sweet part, you don't need to send your money to us. We don't accept. We even if you send it to us, we will not accept. Okay, we do not ask you to send your money to us for us to invest for you. No, you invest for yourself. That way, on your phone, all right, on your phone, you'll be able to have your investment, you'll be able to control it, you'll be able to see how it's performing on daily basis if you so wish. Most people will check once a month, and when they will have money, they just buy more stocks. And guess what? This is mobile. Unlike some investment that when you buy them and you're not in that location, you can't look after it. You have to start looking for people you pay to look after your investment for you. This stock and ETF investment in this era is one of the best things that that somebody can do. If you're in your, late 20s, if you're in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, we also notice that we have more of people in their 30s, because this is the time when you know that you have to start accumulating wealth, and you are beginning to make substantial amounts of money. So most of the people we talk with, they've done investments here and there, and they are just looking for something more solid, a way to do beyond what every other person is doing. If you want to be successful, if you want to be wealthy, which I know you want to be, right? You can't do exactly what everybody is doing. What I'm saying is it new? This is not the first time you are hearing it. You can't do what everybody is doing. You have to find that unfair advantage. And that is what Investonomy training will give to you, unfair advantage. So that when people are gambling in the stock market, you come in like a pro, you pick your stocks and you go out, because you don't even have time. You don't have time to waste. True of us. You don't have time to waste. I know that most people who work with us, who are taking our training, they are busy professionals. Like when I mean busy professionals, they are busy. They are working. They don't have time to do stock trading, for example, where you're looking at a screen and trying to figure out, when am I buying, when am I selling? You don't have time for that. You need something smooth. That is what we teach. So again, I want you to register for our free investing workshop today, not tomorrow. Because what do they say about procrastination? Is the thief of time. All right? When you procrastinate and eat one food or two, you're going to forget what I've said. So register for it today. Go to www.investonomy.com/stocks. Register for that free webinar. Or just in case you're wondering, okay, what's the spelling? Check the bio, or from whatever platform you're watching me from right now. Check the bio. If you're watching me from Instagram, check my Instagram bio. If you're watching me from LinkedIn, check my LinkedIn bio. If you're watching me from YouTube, check my YouTube bio. If you're watching me from Facebook, check my Facebook bio. Like wherever you're watching me from. If you're watching me from TikTok, check my TikTok bio, okay? If you're watching me from blah, 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 check my blah, blah, bio. So just in case if you're looking for this same link, because I added it to my bio, all right? So I hope to welcome you on board and let's transform your life. Allow us to partner with you to transform your financial life forever. I'm not talking about how do you make quick money. No. I'm not talking about how do you make small change. No. I'm talking about how do you allow money work for you through investment for life. How do you make money for life? How do you make money forever? That's what we are here for. All right? Okay. Just in case this is your first time seeing my video, my name is Dr. Linda Pajoel, and I'm the founder of Investonomy. Myself and my team, we train people who want to invest in stocks by themselves. We train them on how to do that successfully like a pro. And at the end of our program, you will know the right stocks and ETFs, right? When to buy them and when to sell them. And you'll be able to make these decisions on your own, independently, because we will train you to be able to do that. Yeah, guaranteed. We train you to be able to do that. All right. So take good care of yourself till I see you again. Bye bye.